Have you ever caught yourself replaying a moment from years ago? Like it just happened yesterday? A conversation. An awkward mistake. Something you should have said but didn't. For some people, this isn't occasional. It's constant. They revisit old memories the way others scroll through social media, over and over. Sometimes to relive something beautiful, but more often, to dissect something painful. On the surface, it looks like overthinking, but psychologically, it runs deeper. Humans are wired to learn from experience. The brain's hippocampus stores memories, while the prefrontal cortex tries to extract lessons from them. When something emotionally intense happens, especially something embarrassing, regretful, or unresolved, the brain tags it as important. It thinks, "Don't forget this. This could protect you next time." That's how rumination begins. Psychologists define rumination as repetitive thinking about past events, particularly negative ones. Research in cognitive psychology shows that people who score high in self-reflection are also more likely to replay memories frequently. Their minds are constantly scanning for meaning, patterns, and missed signals. But here's the twist. People who replay old memories aren't always weak or stuck. Many of them are highly conscientious. They care deeply about growth. They want to improve. They don't want to repeat mistakes. So their brain keeps reviewing the footage, trying to edit a better version of themselves for the future. The problem is, the brain doesn't always know when to stop. When reflection turns into rumination, it shifts from learning to self-punishment. Instead of asking, "What can I learn?" the mind asks, "Why am I like this?" That subtle shift can slowly erode confidence. In real life, this shows up in quiet ways. Someone lies in bed, replaying a social interaction from earlier that day, convinced they sounded foolish. Someone revisits a relationship from 5 years ago, wondering if one different choice could have changed everything. Someone reimagines a career decision they didn't take, building alternate timelines in their head, and each replay strengthens the emotional charge. Neuroscience suggests that every time we revisit a memory, we slightly rewrite it, which means the version you're replaying today might be more dramatic, more painful, or more polished than what actually happened. The mind fills in gaps, it exaggerates tone, it intensifies regret. Over time, this creates a distorted narrative about who you are. There's also a deeper emotional layer. Constant memory replay often connects to a need for closure or control. The past feels safer to analyze than the uncertain future. You can't change what happened, but your brain keeps trying anyway, because unfinished stories are psychologically uncomfortable. But here's the hidden strength. People who replay memories often have high emotional depth. They notice subtleties others miss. They reflect, they process, they care about meaning. If redirected properly, this trait can build wisdom instead of anxiety. The shift begins with changing the purpose of the replay. Instead of asking, "Why did I mess up?" ask, "What does this teach me that I didn't know then?" Instead of reliving the emotion, observe it. Psychological flexibility research shows that when people create distance from their thoughts, seeing them as mental events rather than absolute truths, they reduce the emotional intensity attached to them. You don't need to erase your past to move forward. You just need to stop putting it on repeat. Because here's something most people don't realize. The version of you in that memory didn't have the awareness you have now. They were operating with less experience, less understanding, less growth. Judging them with today's wisdom is unfair. And maybe the reason your mind replays old moments isn't because you're broken. Maybe it's because you care deeply about becoming better. The key is learning when to close the file. Your past is a reference point, not a residence. And if this made you pause and recognize yourself, maybe it's time to let the memory teach you once, and then finally let it rest.